Hi. Been known by many names. Most know me as Susan MeeLing or Lady MeeLing or Lady Dori Belle or Reverend Susan MeeLing. Nonetheless, I'm still the same person. I don't change who I am. Just the name happens to change. That's all. So I'm going to actually show both sides of the individual pieces. So this particular piece is Eli Whiteley or Eli Whitley, depending on how it's pronounced. And so there is that particular aspect of the back. Now there is the quote. First, I'll point out the fact that I put both spellings of the name because of finding it online that way. But there's the quote in regards to success is how high you bounce when you hit the bottom by General George Patton. And so on the other side, you'll notice that the actual middle name is Lamar, but despite how, in regards to the rubbing, the A just didn't come up. It's almost like it was a button that got pushed, hypothetically in a different way. So here's George Smith. That is the front portion. And so this is the back, in which has the commendation and the quote, "Mountaintops inspire leaders, but valleys mature them," by Winston Churchill, I apologize, in regards to that. Then there is Johnny Hutchins, the front. And then there's the back where it has the commendation and the quote for Johnny Hutchins, "Leadership is a two-way street in loyalty up and down, respect for one's superiors, and care for one's crew," by Rear Admiral Grace Hopper. Okay. Although, honestly, I thought she got promoted to Admiral, but that could be my mistake and my misunderstanding. So then there's the Medal of Honor recipient artwork piece for John Harrington. And because of the spiritual symbol on the front, going back to that prior video, prayer, different ones in regards to different things. And so then here is the piece for James E. Robinson Jr. And again, because of the spiritual marker portion of the particular aspect, which is different than the historical and spiritual rubbing portion, by the way, there is that to take into consideration. So this is Solon Dexter Neal, the front portion, and that is the back portion with the commendation and the prayer. This is the Medal of Honor Art Project piece for Lloyd Herbert Hughes Jr. And then the back portion of that particular piece. And this is William Bordelon, or Bordelon, as far as that particular Medal of Honor Art Project piece with the prayer. This is Henry McMasters, and the back portion of such. And, you know, in regards to when it's hung on the wall, it can be one portion kind of shadows through to the other. So this is Louis R. Rocco, front portion, and then the back. And I just recently realized, while doing this, it's almost like actual markers in a veteran location because of the way they're done, just in a different way, of course. So this is Peter Johnson, and then the back portion of, and in, you know, certain regards, you can make a joke in reference to the burning of the edges in regards to the prior video that I had upload together. So this is William Barnes, almost making a reference to searing certain things. Those who are into barbecues can get that. It's amazing what can be accomplished when you don't care who gives and gets the credit. Quote by President Harry S. Truman. That's that particular piece. And this is William D. Armand's particular piece with the back portion in regards to the quote, "The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph." And that quote is by President and General George Washington. This particular marker is for Cleto Rodriguez, front and back portion piece. I'm gonna have to wait to see the actual video to see if any of the shadowing actually occurs, even though they're not encased in the glass yet. So this is Santiago Heredia, or Heredia, depending on the pronunciation of the last name. So that's that particular portion. And then this is Seth Lathrop Wells' particular piece. That's the back portion. And this is John J. Given, front portion, and the back portion, and the quote is, "There is no secret to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from." And the quote is from General Colin Powell. This is Frederick Dietlein, front portion and back portion, and the quote is, "Preparedness is the key to success, and the victory," as well, from General of the Army, Douglas MacArthur. Now, similar to Eli Whitley, the name aspect as far as David Barclay, when researching, I found both types of spellings for the last name, so being respectful of. And so the quote is, "Without labor, nothing prospers." And that is a quote from Sophocles. Although a few others said it, that's a whole other quote. So this is James Joseph Nash, and technically beforehand, but that was just recorded as Sophocles. Anyway, and so that's the back portion of the piece. And this particular piece is Lewis Warrington. The front, and this is the back. This particular one is Henry Falcott, the front portion. And this is the back portion, and the quote says, "To err is nature, to repair is glory." And that quote is from President and General George Washington. I admit I kind of have an affinity for him. I do. It's where I grew up, the church I grew up going to. He was the one with his wife, Martha, who had designated Old Tennant Presbyterian Church to be used as a hospital during the Revolutionary War. They made a good choice because of, well, the fact that's on a hill and a few other things, so that way they could see. This is William Harrell, the front portion, and this is the back portion. And those who have military and law enforcement experience very much understand the importance of the ability of being able to see. So this is James Howard's piece. That's the front and that's the back. And the quote is, "Uncommon valor was a common virtue." The quote is by General Chester Nimitz. General Chester Nimitz. Sorry, I have to read these. And so, yeah, I know that some of the quotes are different in regards to the time frame of each of the Medal of Honor recipient awards, not just for this Medal of Honor art project work, but also the prior ones, but it was befitting of the particular aspects. And so this is John Edward Kilmer. I don't know why I keep saying Derek. So this is the front portion, and this is the back. Now I know that it is a bit upside down, which is kind of irony because it's messing with the name, but also because not just the so this particular piece, the commendation, I wrote by hand, and it goes side to side downward, but then it also spirals around outward. It's a little bit different of a piece for my Medal of Honor art project. So then each one, as I said, it's an individual aspect. So this is Lucian Adams's piece, and so a little bit longer because I wanted to make sure I got the back portion of that. And so this particular aspect is the back of the actual Medal of Honor art project piece. And then this is Joseph Mendoza Lopez with his wife, it's Emilia. Now I did do some of the other back portions where the spouses are in regards to my Medal of Honor art project pieces. However, some of the females they did not want to be a part of it, so okay. So a few different reasons for that, and it's understandable. So this is Roy P. Benavides with his wife Hilaria Benavides, and so that portion in regards to where certain females may not have necessarily wanted to be a portion of has to do with certain aspects of when living. If there are certain others who understand as to why, I'm sure that they could go into a greater detail, despite the fact that they did what they did amazingly to assist with the war aspect. That goes into the points in reference to certain things I've discussed before. So this is Richard A. Anderson's Medal of Honor art project piece, and so that's the front portion, and then this is the back of obviously a little bit bigger. It also has to do with the individual ways that they are completed. So this is the last one for the first portion of the first part in full process. So this is Simon Suler, and so as you can see, he's Hebrew. You can see that. You see a Star of David. So for those who actually know how to write Hebrew, I hope I did it correctly. I know I did it that way, but this part's upside down because of the spiraling aspect. And so this is the back portion of Simon Struler, and so that's it. So I mean, it's for the first full process portion. So, now it's time to go upload the video stuff and then go and get them encased and then figure out the aspects of the presentation portion of actually giving the pieces, because usually I've just done my little fairy ninja drop-offs, and I realize that it's probably better to do it in a different way. So the first pieces of the guys for my Medal of Honor art project stuff in the state of Texas. Which is ironic that this is the first time of actually doing the recording stuff. So you guys have a good one.